Hi there, it's Ana Caban. I'm the brand ambassador for Balanced Body. And as you know, we're doing a series of interviews here called Navigating Our New Normal. Again, this is the temporary normal, but it's currently what we're living each day. And today we get to go over to Barcelona, Spain, and meet two friends that are there. It is Marian and Miguel, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. So hi guys, ¿cómo están?
Hello, Ana. Thank you so much for inviting us to this beautiful project of yours. Thank you for inviting us for this series of Navigating Our New Normal. We are Miguel, Jorge, and Marian, Tari, owners of Pilatistic Studio in Barcelona. And we are grateful to be part of this community and to be able to share our passion and our insights with the rest of the community. Thank you again so much for inviting us alongside all these great inspirational teachers that have been also collaborating with your project. We feel very humbled for being part of this.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to meet you here virtually and have you be a part of the project. So I'd like to start with asking you both, you can speak collectively or you can each speak, how are you personally navigating this normal? How are you keeping your stress under control?
Well, basically we are accepting the situation. This is part of, I think it's the first step we need to do. We need to accept circumstances, adapt to them. And I believe, and Miguel as well, that this is an opportunity to grow in a different way, to learn different skills and develop different ways to both personally and professionally. So we like to think that crisis and adversity are also opportunities of growth and learning and developing new skills. So that is what basically we are doing. Taking it easy, slowing down, dedicating time to family and friends that usually when we were on our regular days weren't able to do that as much as we can now. And trying to embrace the moment with positivity and trusting the universe that we will overcome this stronger and with more growth.
I love your inspirational insights that you've already uplifted my day. Thank you. So how are you guys then professionally? I'm sure that your business has shifted. So what have you been able to do to assist your clients?
Well, I think that most of us Pilates teachers are offering online services. We've been teaching private lessons via Skype before this situation because we have a program for teachers and teachers from abroad. We use the tool of Skype lessons to keep them in contact between their visits to the studio in person. So we were used to use a Skype for this reason. So this is not just a tool that we have to use now for the situation. We are used to do it before. So we're continuing doing that, but we're offering to our regular clients, which this is new for us. We used it for teachers, but not for our regular clients. So this is something new that we're offering for a gift to give continuity to the work that we do in the studio with them for so many years, and especially in this moment that it's so important to be by their side and help them as much as we can during this period. So this is the first thing that we're doing. As for the community and for the teachers, what we're doing is offering altruistic projects online, similar to what you're doing now, to connect the community. And what we've been doing this last 2 weeks was we did a great workshop online with a very good response, which was focused in offering different tools to perfect the teaching skills from the other side of the screen of the computer. So we're trying to support the teachers that continue their education with us here in Pilatistic by offering tools, ideas, perspectives of how can they do their work now from the other side of the screen with their clients. So that was one of the topics that we tried to do free, completely free for our teachers and the rest of the community to want to join. And also we are trying to be very specific on giving ideas, suggestions on how to teach and break down the method for the population that is at most risk right now during circumstances. We think we need to really be very careful and pay attention for this population. So we're also offering this kind of information and insights to try to help the communities so that the community can help society the best way we can.
I love that you're doing that. I mean, you are correct in that most of us are using Zoom now. And fortunately, you already were ahead of that curve because you understood how to do it. But it is a different skill to teach on a video. And there are different ways to approach it. I know some instructors are doing the workouts and then, as if it were a mat class, they were on the floor, for example. And some are sitting here and coaching. And there are different ways to do it. But different things happen and have to be thought about when you're doing it one way or the other. So that was really great of you to come together and kind of give people a toolkit on how to employ this great technology, because there are kind of tips on how to do a good, clear job. Thank you. And also just helping that the elderly or the older demographic, that's a great idea too. There are things that we don't think about because they're so obvious or simple, how to move safely, and the fact that we need to move, period. But just someone that's older, that's now either cooped up in their house or just has been someone very sedentary, doesn't occur to them. It's so funny because we're all experts in what we know, but we don't realize what we know and how valuable what we know is to someone else. So I encourage others listening right now, what is it that you know that might seem so simple and obvious that could help someone right now? And figure out a way that you could share that. Perhaps a video isn't the way for that environment. Perhaps it's a blog post because maybe they're just searching Google for something written. It could be a little file, a PDF. But what could you do to help those that really are at greatest risk right now? So thank you. Again, you've inspired me, Marian. So I think that's our tips for our instructors. Let's switch gears and talk about you two personally, personally. What is it that people don't know about you? I'm just meeting you now, but even for people that do know you, is there something they would never suspect?
Well, we're going to try to share something personal that may be useful somehow in the situation that we are now going through. I think we're trying to share something that makes sense and that can be helpful in somehow taking in consideration the frame that this interview is related to Pilates community. So I'm a journalist. Probably people don't know this about me. So I know how important communication is. I give value to communication. And during this period of quarantine and isolation, we have been forced to adapt and figure out so many different ways to communicate, which is great. Like all these platforms and all these apps that are showing up and appearing and giving different possibilities to communicate with our clients or with our family or with our friends. So this is very, very good, having all these tools and developing new skills to communicate virtually. But on the other side, we believe that this situation of isolation and quarantine, it is a great opportunity, and I think it is our responsibility to actually improve the communication with oneself. And what I wanted to share, and Miguel as well, because he went through this with me, is that 3 years ago, my mom passed away after trying to defeat a cancer. And when she was at the hospital trying to recover from a very invasive surgery, we had to spend there more than 2 months, every night sleeping at the hospital. And many people know what it is to have a family member ill, and what is that supposed, and what that is suffer that follows all that. And I wanted to share that it was very, very important to me that I was able to grab my folding mat and take it with me to the hospital. I would have my folding mat there at the room with my mom. That folding mat allowed me to sleep with quality because I was able to lay down and sleep there and not have to sleep on a chair. And also the most important thing about it, I was able to work out. When my mother was resting, I was able to work out. And this was a very great way for me to communicate with myself, to me to understand how I was dealing with all that was happening, what was going on with me, how my body felt, and that was totally related with my feelings. So it was such a great tool of communication with myself. And I was able to evaluate how I was at that moment. And Miguel did the same thing. We were able to evaluate how we were dealing with the situation, what we needed to work on, what we needed to improve. And then that would make us overcome the situation with much more stillness, with much more temperance. It gave you temperance. I don't know if that word makes sense now, but this is important.
Yeah.
A way to communicate. So through your body, you're able to communicate with yourself. You're able to get more self-knowledge of yourself and grow. So these times, unfortunately, I think that many people are suffering from the loss of many families and friends. We are sad, we're concerned, we are a little bit frightened. So use the method to communicate with yourself. That is what we're trying to share. Pilates is much more than just moving. It's just much more than just commanding exercises. So we as teachers now, I believe we have such an important role, and our role is gaining more value as more days go with quarantine. Use the Pilates to really make your clients have a conversation with themselves, be aware how they are at this moment, be aware how they're dealing with the situation, and work through it and improve and try to become the best version of yourselves.
That's great advice. It's almost like a mindful meditation, you know, with movement. Many people don't sit and meditate, but Pilates can be your meditation. It can be a way to connect with yourself and calm down. So that's great. Is there anything funny you could share? It could be a funny story. It could be a joke. You could dance. It's really anything goes.
I don't know if I'm just the most fun person, but I like to compensate the concern or the sadness with positive thoughts. And I love Louisa Hay. I love positive thoughts. Not many people know her, and people in LA even more. So I have a deck of positive cards, and I would like to share that with you. And we can choose a positive card and see what is the thought and keep it for us today. So maybe Ana, you can just, I'll swipe over and you just can say stop somewhere.
Stop.
There we go. There we go. That's the card. You chose it.
Okay.
So
I feel like we're doing a magic trick.
And the card says, there is no blame. I release the need to blame anyone, including myself. We are all doing the best we can with the understanding, the knowledge, and awareness we have.
Wow, that is so pertinent. Oh my goodness. That is fantastic.
It's so important to not blame anyone for the situation we're going through, and just accept and understand and be aware and learn from all this. And
we are all doing the best that we can, right? We're each day doing the best that we can, given this unique situation that is ever evolving and never been experienced before. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It was nice to meet you. Hopefully we'll meet in person soon. And thank you for everyone that's watching us. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Ana. I would just like to see really briefly, say hello to Moses, him, our faithfulness, because he's always next to us during this period. He's always in contact, and he always introduces great people like you, Ana. It was a big pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.